Hey guys, what's up, it's Jimmy, and as you can tell by all the content that I post on this channel, I'm a pretty big Pokemon fan. I've played this one, I've played this one, and I've played this one, and I enjoy the series as a whole bunch. I've loved it since Blue all the way up to Black 2. Hey, that rhymed. In my Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire review, I mentioned how around the time of Generation 3, the Pokemon fanbase has shrunk a whole lot. Many fans left the series at this point, and after Generation 3, many fans expressed their opinions about how they didn't like that the day and night aesthetics were taken out or how animated sprites weren't put back in until Emerald. Game Freak took these complaints into account when working on their next generation of games. These games were announced in 2004, the same year Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green were released. Their names, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl versions. They'd be the first main series games on the Nintendo DS, and fans were excited. They couldn't wait to see how the better hardware would help the series advance. Then, by 2007, fans everywhere got to experience Pokemon on 2 screens. The games were a big success. They climbed the ladder and became the 5th best-selling DS games of all time, at over 17 million copies. Later on in 2009, the updated Pokemon Platinum was released, and I'll focus more on what it fixed later on in the video. Now that you have some backstory on these games, let's look and see what they brought to the table. For starters, you have 107 new Pokemon species, bringing the total to 439. You have the return of the day and night features from Gold and Silver, animated sprites are here to stay now, and you can battle against your friends over Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, as well as trade with them using the global trade station in Jubilife City. In Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, the battle system was changed once again. It kept in abilities, but changed how attacks were classified. Instead of every move for each type, for instance Fire, being entirely special, the moves were now classified as physical or special. Moves like Flamethrower are special fire type attacks that are powered by the special attack stat, and moves like Flame Wheel are now physical fire type moves powered by the attack stat. This made the competitive battling scene a lot different, and some Pokemon were either helped or hindered by this change. Now let's dive into the story. Now you can choose between the male trainer Lucas or the female trainer Dawn. You start your journey off in Twin Leaf Town and you meet up with your friend and rival Barry. Now depending on whether you're playing Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, the intro will be a little different. Here I'll be focusing on Diamond and Pearl's introduction. You and Barry go to the lake for a suitcase and get attacked by a wild Starly, then have to fend off against them using the Pokemon that just so happened to be in the suitcase that you found, and this Pokemon will later become your starter Pokemon. The choices you have are Turtwig, which will later become the grass and ground type Torterra, Chimchar, which will become the fire fighting type Infernape, and my personal favorite, Piplup, which will become the water steel type Empoleon. I really like this set of starter Pokemon, and I thought the type combinations that they get later on in their evolutionary stages were pretty darn cool. Now after a bit of talking with Professor Rowan, he asked you to complete the Pokédex, and tells you to travel around the Sinnoh region and challenge the 8 gyms to try to become the new champion. So guess what you do? You take that challenge, of course. Throughout your quest, you'll run into the nefarious Team Galactic. This group of criminals is led by Cyrus. Cyrus wants to use the legendary Pokemon that control time and space for his own gain. He wants to create an entirely new world, just to rule and conquer over. And of course, you can't let that happen, because you're the hero and stuff. Like with most Pokemon games, there's a central theme that these games center around. Generation 1 focused a lot on scientific experimentation. Generation 2 was about old legends and folktales. Generation 3 focused on how shifting the balance of nature would ultimately cause the world's destruction. And Generation 4 focuses more on the mythology of the Pokemon world and how it was created. Now let's talk about the gameplay. So as I say in every Pokemon review I do, the gameplay is both simple and intricate at the same time. On the surface, it's a simple turn-based RPG with a rock-paper-scissors-like battle system. The competitive aspects are a lot more intricate and deep than just catch, train, and battle. Though Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are, in terms of the battles, the weakest in the series, you see the battles are a lot slower than they used to be. There are longer pauses between moves. For example, take a look at Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire here. Then look at Diamond and Pearl. You can see the battle playing out a lot slower. Thankfully, Pokemon Platinum fixed this issue and the battles go by a lot faster. Let's talk about the HM moves. HM moves have been in the series since the very beginning. They're the field moves that you use in the game, and some are useful in battle, like Surf and Waterfall, and most aren't, like Cut and Defog. Oh god, why does Defog exist? Now HMs, as I said before, aren't new to the series, but Diamond and Pearl has a lot more HMs, and they aren't as useful as they were in older titles. To avoid teaching your main team these moves that cannot be overwritten without the help of a move tutor, I recommend using an HM slave. But you see, there lies the problem. You shouldn't need to put half of your team in storage just to take on a dungeon like Mount Coronet. This is why I feel Black and White, as well as their sequels, deserve a bit more praise. You will rarely use an HM move, and the required one for the main game is usually Surf, and in general that's a good move. These games look and sound great. The environments look nice and were a great step up for Generation 3 at the time. Game Freak used a lot more 3D models in these games. Lots of the furniture and buildings, if not all the buildings in the game, are 3D models. The soundtrack is also very good. I love a lot of the songs in the game. Sinnoh's music is very relaxing and laid back, and it feels very sophisticated as well. The battle themes are very well done, and I like listening to them a lot. And the Pokemon introduced in this generation are very cool as well. Now, once again, as I mentioned earlier, Game Freak created Pokemon Platinum as a way to fix the things that were not well done in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. As they have done with Emerald and Crystal, they added more features and Pokemon to catch in certain areas. The Sinnoh Dex was changed up a tad to give you the option for using older Pokemon. The post-game was given more depth and the Battle Zone was given more stuff to do in it. This time there wasn't just the Battle Tower, we were actually given a whole new Battle Frontier. In fact, one of the Frontier Brains, Caitlyn, would later become an Elite Four member in the Generation 5 games. The battles were sped up, like I said earlier, and the plot was altered a slight bit towards the end, which I won't spoil for you because it's really cool and I hope you experience it yourself. I will definitely say if you want to explore Sinnoh, this is the game to do it in. I give Pokemon Diamond and Pearl a 7.5 out of 10. They're not my favorite Pokemon games, but they're pretty good, but they do have a lot of faults. Thankfully, Platinum fixed those, and I give Platinum an 8.5 out of 10. It improved on a lot of things that I didn't like, except for Defog, and it added a lot of things to the main game and post-game. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you're new to my channel and you like what you saw today, hit the subscribe button. It's somewhere, whatever it appears in your browser. I don't know, YouTube's changing it, and it's stupid. If you want more Pokemon videos, you can check out this. It's my series called Pokemon Weird Facts and Trivia, where I talk about weird Pokemon facts and trivia. Kind of self-explanatory there. I also have a Facebook and Twitter, and links to them are down below in the description. You can follow me on there and find out when I'm working on new videos, playing new video games, or live streaming on Twitch TV. Once again, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time with more videos.